Okay, good evening, good morning, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to the Racing Breaks Champions Day preview. As you can see, I'm joined with Ruby, and I'll apologise in advance if you were not on Ruby's coach back from Longchamp to Paris, because let's face it, the karaoke was very entertaining. Ruby, how did you enjoy Paris?
At least I had a good grace to make everybody else sing rather than inflict my own singing on them, Bash.
That's true. That
Yeah,
is true.
yeah. You played a role, cracking role as DJ yourself. You managed to find the theme tune for most of the songs people were singing. But yeah, it was a bit of entertainment. I loved that. Our Longchamp Evelyn, had you a good trip home?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, wasn't it? Unfortunately, we weren't prolific with the winners, Ruby, but obviously you had Ramatuel, as you were
Yeah,
reminding everyone on the coach. But in terms of winners, let's hope we can find
yeah.
some
Who was
more.
someone? Fran Berry was slagging me about that yesterday. Someone must have slagged me when I got on the bus. So we dutifully did our maths, myself and Bash, as to what we had stuck our neck out for, and I think mathematically, Bash, we came out in front, didn't we?
I think you did. I'm not sure if I did, but we're like Ant and Dec. We're a duo now, Ruby. So
Yeah,
your success is my success.
yeah,
Um,
and we'll lose together too, Bash. Don't worry.
exactly. But there will be only winning on Saturday at Ascot. We've got a cracking day of racing, and we start off in the 120. It is the British Champions Long Distance Cup. It's over 2 miles of Group 2. Ruby, Kyprios, does he win again?
He most likely does, Bash, but at 4 to 5, probably be a bit shorter come race time. Uh, Look, he should have won this race last year. Ryan committed him plenty soon, and Trollerman managed to reel him in under Frankie Dettori to beat him a neck. I can't see the same thing happening again, to be honest with you, and I do think Kyprios is the most likely winner. But look, there's fresh blood here, and the new horse on the block is definitely Al Nair. Look, you look back at him, had a remarkable career. Started with Charlie Appleby, just a one run in Kempton, went to Dubai where he had a load of runs, then all on good ground or quicker, a couple of runs on the fibre sand, came back to France where he seemed to find his mojo with a couple of runs on soft ground and up in distance, winning at 1 mile and 7 and 1 mile and 6. Then went back out to the Middle East, back to Dubai. Was second the Tower of London in the Dubai Gold Cup, of course, last March. Then came back to France for one run, went to England, joined Tom Clover, cracking run in the Lonsdale when he was second to Vauban, and he improved on that when he absolutely bolted in at Newmarket, beating Harbour Wind in the Jockey Club Rose Bowl Stakes. That was on soft ground. I think slow ground is key to Al Nair. Now, not for a minute do I think he's good enough to beat Kyprios, but hey, Kyprios has danced every dance this year. He started in Navan, on to Leopardstown, Royal Ascot, Goodwood, Irish St. Ledger, Longchamp as well. Bash, he's been more places than you this year, this Kyprios. But I think Al Nair, if there's one in there that could cause a surprise, or if Kyprios underperforms, I'd like to be with Al Nair.
Yeah, I completely echo everything that you're saying. And how do you see it? Like, obviously Kyprios, that'll be 14 days since he won at Longchamp at Ascot. What is a 2 week turnaround like for a horse when they've been that busy throughout the
He
season?
should be okay for him. He's a 6 year old. He's cold. He's a hardy individual. No, he's the best horse. But look, on any given day, they're not motor cars. You can't just turn them on. And to be fair, was he spectacular in Longchamp? No.
Mm,
Has Ryan Moore really opened him up and gone to the well at any stage this season? It doesn't look like it. It looks like he's always been winning with the next day in mind and just
yeah.
doing enough. He got the better at Queenstown twice in Ireland in April and May that had him spot on for the King George or the Gold Cup even, where he beat Trawler Man, went to Goodwood and he was very good at Goodwood, got the job done in the Irish Ledger, got the job done in the Prix de Cadran. It's always, to me, he's been ridden with an eye on the next
Yeah.
day. They've never
Yeah.
really gone to the well. So look, he is really hard to oppose. But look, hey, you gotta take a chance sometime in life. And I think Adney is maybe the one that could pose him the biggest danger.
Completely agree with you. Me and Will from Racing Breaks were actually at Newmarket when Al Nair won last time out, and he thought, "Wow, this is a horse who you don't know how good he could be." Since there's the switch to Tom Clover's yard, so I'm completely with you. And at 6-1 at the moment, I think Al Nair in the first is an each way punt to nothing. Talking of punts to nothing, is there anything that stands out to you in the second race here, the Champion Sprint Stakes, Ruby?
Um, but I watch lots of stuff, Bash, and I listen to loads of people, and I always must say I liked Frankie Dettori's take on the straight track at Ascot. and he never maintained there was a bias high or low. It only
Okay.
mattered where the pace was. So
Right.
when you look at the champion sprint, where is the pace? For me, the front runners are probably Art Power in 12, String Along in 13, Buccaneer 40, Buccaneer 40 even in 15, and Kind of Blue in 17. So I think it could favour you to be middle to high in the sprint.
Okay.
You're thinking back of the race last year, Art Power came from stall one. But again, Art Power was the pace. What
Yeah.
did I don't think it mattered where Art Power was. It's just Art Power was the pace. And I think Art Power will have a say in the pace this year. But I think if they do come, if those horses in the high stalls are where the pace is, I think it could set up for Florida of Bermuda. I thought she
Okay.
was really unlucky at Haydock. She does handle a dig in the ground. Some of her better form is actually on soft ground. So I think Florida of Bermuda, who got locked up in the Haydock Spring Cup and could never get out, I think at a big prize from stall 20, she could run a good race.
16 to 1 as well. There's two which stick out for me here. Obviously, I think the main one is Montasib. Now we gave Kinross, or I gave Kinross another chance in Paris.
I didn't.
Yours,
I
yeah,
didn't.
you saw the light. Okay, okay. But Kinross is finito for me now. I think Montasib, I don't think he necessarily gets the credit he deserves. Back on slower ground, which he loves, I think he'll go very, very close here. And won at a big price. James's Delight. Ryan Moore's booked on, goes on soft ground. He's won 4 times this season. He might not be top draw, but at 16 to 1, might be the race to have an each way angle in. But yeah, we'll take the 1, 2, 3 there, Ruby.
Yeah,
And
we'll have a go, will we?
we'll have a go. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
trifecta,
That's
exacta,
it.
whatever it is.
And then we'll
Right
pay
cast.
for the Arc de Triomphe 2025 with Racing Breaks with the winnings. See, it's the grand plan.
Yeah, see, somebody put that Dubai on the same week as the Grand National. I mean, come on.
I know. That is true. That is true, yeah. Where would you rather be, the National or Dubai?
I'd like to do what I always do, and that's just go everywhere.
Go everywhere. Not sure. Not sure if that's doable, Ruby. But
No,
anyway,
it's not doable, Bash. Don't
it's
worry
not
about it.
doable.
No.
The 235, the Champions Fillies and Mare Stakes over a mile and four. Um, Tricky old race this. The one that I like, Danielle, hasn't been declared. Is this just a penalty kick for Calpana, or can you see a bit of more of a value option here, Ruby?
Well, it's going to be difficult for Danielle to win. Bash, you're right, seeing as she wasn't declared. But look, this race in the last 5 years, three winning favourites. But when the favourites didn't win, it went to big price horses.
Okay.
So Calpana is the favourite, and I think, look, while Calpana is a very good filly, I'd be worried about her on the ground. Now,
Mm.
obviously, we're on the inner track, so it won't be as testing as it would be if it was outside of that. But I still, Calpana hasn't proved that she can handle this kind of surface. So I'm, yeah, I'm going to go against Calpana. I can see why people are making a case for Tiffany. She'll definitely handle the ground. But the one I liked was a big price again, Bash, was Village Voice, Christian DeMuro riding for Jessica Harrington. And it's fair form. Last year at Fairyhouse, Village Voice beat Jackie O. Jackie O was third in this particular contest last year. She won at St. Cloud at the back end of last year, came back with a cracking run of the Curragh on heavy ground when she was third to White Birch. White Birch, of course, beat Augusta Road then. A couple of runs after that. Now, she did disappoint at the Curragh in May on two occasions, May and St. Cloud, and then went back to St. Cloud on a comeback run after a break in September and beat Pantera by 4 lengths in a filly listed race, again on soft ground. I think she loves the ground. Christian DeMoro rides. She's drawn the stall three. Big price each way. Village Voice by Zarak, whose horses seem to improve as they get older. So yeah, I'm going to take a chance on Village Voice at a big price.
Yeah, 16 to 1, Ruby. You're value for the no, you're hunting for the value, I should say. And
Yeah,
you only need one of those to land on the day to put you in the green. Um, that's the plan anyway. That's the plan anyway.
if my
Uh,
two 16 to 1 shots have landed Bash, I'm going to be in fair credit.
yeah, you probably could do Dubai and the Grand National if you land
Yeah.
both of those. Little private jet or something. The 315, the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes over a mile. Cracking race here. For me, it's between the top two in the market, Charin and Tamfana. Which side of the fence are you on here, Ruby?
Last 5 years, Bash, no winning favourite in this particular contest. Bailly did win it back in 2020, 2021, but he wasn't even favourite.
You
Hard to
know.
believe. Yeah,
Wow.
to believe Bailly didn't start favourite in Queen Elizabeth II, but he
Wow.
didn't. Even though he did win it. What do I like? Charian obviously sets the standards, going to go on the ground, but Charian's had a long season. He's
Mm-hmm.
been at he's danced every dance, bit like you, Bash, doesn't like not to turn up. And yeah, so look, I'm going to go against Charian. And I think the one that could be improving, has a bit of ground to find with Charian, is Metropolitan, Christian Demoro. You look back at the last 5 years of this meeting as well, Bash. You go back to 2019, Donegal O'Brien at a double. You go to 2020, and it was Holly Doyle and Tom Marquand who rode doubles. 2021, Jim Crowley rode a treble. 22, Frankie rode a pair. 23, Frankie rode a pair. Somebody always has a good day. And one jockey in particular always has a good day at this meeting. And I'm going to hope it's Christian Demuro, Metropolitan, and Village Voice in the race before.
There you go. There you go. Well, I can't see besides the top two in the market, but I think they should actually be closer in the market. The Charon's now 11-8, Tamfana 9-2. I think if they were to meet in a year's time, I think Tamfana might come out on top. I just think Charon is just the finished article at the moment. And I would like him or see him win the second time at Ascot this year. And now we've got another absolute cracker of a race, the 355, the QIPCO Champions Stakes. Fantastic one here. Ruben, I know you're a big fan of Calandigan. Is that where your money's going here?
Probably is. I'm
Okay.
equally as big a fan of economics, but I
Okay.
thought Tom Marquand gave economics a brilliant ride in the Irish Champion Stakes. Got back up to beat Auguste Rodin, Los Angeles, and Shim Emperor back in third and fourth. Thought it was a good race. Thought he got a really good ride, and I think he's a horse with a bright future. But Calandigan is just the safer choice. Has the
Mm.
form on the ground, winning form at Ascot, and cracking run in the Juddmonte behind City of Troy, who of course goes to the Breeders' Cup. You go to the Breeders' Cup, Bash? Surely Delmar couldn't be held without you.
I'm there. I'm
Of
there.
course, you.
Of course
Tell
I
us.
am.
Yeah, you Kyprios, you just
That's it.
ever reliable, aren't you?
That's it.
Calandigan, it's Calandigan for me, Bash. I just think I wouldn't be ordinarily I wouldn't be a massive fan of stall 1 over 10 furlongs at Ascot, but I think when the ground is soft and then the inside track, they do tend to ride a bit off the rail, so I wouldn't be too worried about congestion for him. And I just think he could be too good for economics. And the one to get under coattails at a bit of a price, an old timer, is Iracine.
Irisine, 14-1 at the moment, Ruby.
Get on their tails, can't see Iracine winning, but could see Iracine in the money.
Interesting. Do you not think Calandigan needs every yard of 1 mile 2? If it was 1 mile 3, 1 mile 4, I think I'd be
No.
with you, but
I still think that York runs a cracking run, 10 furlongs.
it is a cracking run. It is a cracking run. I actually think it will show just how good City of Troy is if Calandigan comes and absolutely bolts up here.
So you're telling the racing break customers to take the anti-post price on City of Troy before Calandigans cause it to be slashed on Saturday afternoon.
That's it. That's the headline. We'll get the marketing guys on that out. Ruby exclusive. But yeah, I really like
Listen, Ruby exclusive. Listen to Bash. Get on City of Troy.
I really like economics here. I was split between the two, but I don't know. I just think this is his trip. He'll go on the ground. Um, I just think he could be world class, but it's going to be an absolute cracking race. One at a price. Who? What price is he at the moment? 20-1 now, Ruby. This would be the biggest price winner tipped so far on this preview would be King's Gambit. I just wonder. He seems to always sort of hit a little bit of a flat spot. He can't quite go the Group One pace on good ground. I wonder if it's slower. He wasn't beaten far by Los Angeles and Illinois, who've both come out and franked the form. I think it was only half a length. I just think maybe slow ground could be the key to King's Gambit at 20-1, but it's going to be an absolute cracker. Ruby, can you see my angle on King's Gambit? Or are you going to shatter the dreams before he's run?
I'm rooting around my office looking for a pair of binoculars to see if I can quite see your angle. But hey, Bash, you found it.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we will speak at 3:59. Okay. On Saturday, and we'll see who's right. That's why the game's fantastic. It's all about opinions. And you're going to need a strong opinion in the last race, the Balmoral Handicap. Over a mile, it's the straight mile. Anything could win this, Ruby. What stands out for you?
A strong opinion or a crystal ball?
Both.
Yeah, both to be a help. Look, Thunder Run is your favourite, very unexposed, very lightly raced horse, drawn and stalled 21. I really like Stide Actor. Runs for Bill Farrell, Chris Hayes Rise, second in the Irish Cambridge at the Wingmore Street. Was a good winner on Guinea's weekend at the Curragh. got too far back behind Booyah on Derby weekend at the Curragh. I just think State Actor's a really good horse and he's improving, but I'm really worried about draw stall two. I don't see a whole lot of pace from
Okay.
middle to inside in the Balmoral. I think all the front runners in pace are middle to high, and I just think State Actor could be on the wrong side of the track. So I do think that State for that reason, Thunder Run is a good shout. I probably will have something myself each way on State Actor. I think he's a very good horse, and I won't be turning my back on him because he hasn't had the look of the draw. But I do think those in the wide stalls, Mirsky in stall 19, Witch Hunters in 18, Sirius Gift, Latam, Thunder Run. I'll be mixing them up in the Exotics Bash and hoping I get the price of the Breeders' Cup, the Dubai World Cup, and Paris next year.
Yeah, you're an exotic guy, Ruby. You like these exotic bets. One day they will land. One day it will land.
One lands Bosch and I'm in Clover.
You're that is true. That is true. The only one that really stands out for me is Days of Our Lives. Fantastic this year. It was fourth in the at Royal Ascot in the Royal Hunt Cup. One last time out. I quite like it. He hasn't been too busy this season. It's only been his fifth run. I thought draw six was a positive because last year I'm sure all the pace was from the low numbers.
It was, yeah.
Um, so Days of Our Lives, who's around about 8-1, being supported in from 11s at the moment, um, was my fancy here. But if I had to come to you for your strongest fancy of the day, Ruby, who are you going for?
My strongest fancy of the day. I think Kalalan again, but
Okay,
I'm going to go Village Voice each way.
Village Voice each way. And I've asked you the question, so now I'm
Go on,
desperately
Bash. I'll
trying
ask you.
to.
I'll be polite for a change and ask you the question. So, Bash, on Saturday afternoon, Champions Day at Ascot,
Yep.
what are you going all in on?
Charon. Charon will win the Queen Elizabeth II stakes. I think he's a superstar and he will win. Easy
With the
peasy.
best of luck of that.
Ruby, thank you for joining us. You'll be over at Ascot on Saturday,
I
I
will be
believe.
there on Saturday. Yeah, looking forward to it, Bash. Today I've had mixed feelings about in the past, but looking forward to it this year.
Okay, and when's your next Racing Breaks trip? Are you coming up to the Breeders' Cup or you're in Melbourne?
I'm not going to the Breeders' Cup. No, I think they gave my ticket to Aladdin Social. That be you?
No, it's actually Will. I'm going no, oh yeah, I am going to the Breeders' Cup. I'm not doing the Melbourne Cup. I'll get on to get in touch with the powers that be and say we're a duo act. We come together or we don't come at all,
Yeah,
Ruby. Is that right?
we're all in, Bash. It's one or nothing, two or
All in
nothing.
or nothing. Well, I hope all of you that are joining us have a lovely time. If you see myself or Ruby, come and give us a shout. Hopefully, we've got some winners, and we will see you very soon for another Racing Breaks preview.